Hello everyone, it is I, your host, Professor Reha, back with the Grim Dawn second character walkthrough. Now, I never did sell stuff. Now, what we're going to do in an attempt at getting to level 50 in a somewhat timely manner is to go into the conflagration and try to complete that quest. And because the enemies there are going to be a little bit higher in level than, say, our current character, and is a little bit of a higher level than I am, this could work out really effectively. Interesting. The Aether Fire one is nothing special, but we're going to keep the Necromancer one because that actually is fairly interesting. This is pets. We're going to actually pass on that. And, yeah, that's not ideal, but we might as well keep it because we've got nothing else in that particular category. We need to store that too, don't we? Okay, so we'll slap that in there. Okay. And sell these two effigies. We do, in fact, still have a Spirit Bane ointment, so that's fairly important. Alright, so we shall venture cautiously into the depths of the conflagration, hoping for level 50 in a relatively timely manner, is the big gamble here. That's the essential idea, because right now, as the character stands currently, it is a huge risk to go into the Dark Veil Gate because of just the sheer emphasis on on vitality, chaos, and fire damage. So this really is not going to be very effective for taking on the boss of that location, so we really generally aren't going to want to do that necessarily. So, we're going to want to play this one pretty smart. There we go. Alright. So, let's see. Can the run be made? Yeah, I think so. Take out the locals first. There we go, alright. Take these out from a safe distance. Has the nerve to deflect me. What is this bonus, by the way? Players are slowed, but crit damage is increased. That's actually a really good thing. Okay, that was a terrible throw. Oops. Alright. That's clearly not working out too well. So we'll pop on over to the other side, see what we can do. There we go. Alright. That works out quite well. That didn't work out at all. Come on. There we go. Just take out some of the enemies ahead of time. That was, quite effective. There we go. Whew. Gotta remember that I'm a much lower level than a lot of these enemies here, which I'm trying to use to my advantage. There we go. Alright. nicely. Whoop. Didn't see the mob over here. Alright. Okay. Yeah, I didn't see the mob. I should have started throwing things over there instead. Should have actually put down a rift is what I should have done. It's very silly of me. But at least besides using a couple of more health potions, it should be a pretty easy trip. Actually, we're going to stop and deal with these guys really quick. There we go. Okay. So. Hopefully we can hit the level 50 we need. Can we make it all the way? Barely, yes. That's fine. Cross this and slap down another rift. There we go. There we go. That's fairly nice. And we're just going to get rid of you. Oop. That's nice. Actually, that's a really nice one. There we go. And out of the Aether Crystal Formations range, which is really nice. Just take care of this little problem. Alright. Okay. Poison for the win. Quit playing Ring Around the Rosie with me, come on. Okay. Nice thing about the eyeball is that it's pretty quick to slap down. Can we take out some of these guys with the guns here? Yeah, kind of. Come on, there you go. Okay, there goes the last gunner. Well, I still died, but at the very least we took out the ranged guys, so that's fairly helpful. Now, very likely I will be assailed immediately upon entering the area, so this should be fairly interesting. Okay, but we only have two of them, so... but one of them is the hero. Alright. Holy cow. Nope, stop. Oh, here comes the rest of the crowd. Alright. There's the hero dead, which is awesome. Oh wait, there's one last dweeb with a gun. Not anymore. Oh, you're a hero too. Whoops. It explains why you're so large and why you hit like a steam engine. Everyone left is just heroes. Alright. We can deal, we can deal. Okay, we cannot deal, we cannot deal. Fair enough. Probably should have used my Spirit Bane Ointment, but I'm saving that for the thing at the end, the boss of the area. So that's going to be a really hard time. Ah, so it's just you, huh? can fortunately take you on solo, which is great. Alright. Resistances aren't high enough. That's nice and all, but... not... There we go. Good. Let me pull up over here. Excellent, excellent. Get rid of you. Come on. There you go. There you go. And we just deal with this. Good. Alright. Perfect. And then you're gone. Alright. We did it. That's fantastic. Alright. So at this point... Alright. Oop. Alright, there we go. Perfect. Get rid of you. No, there we go. Thank you for cooperating and dropping dead. Let me see. There's some aether crystals down here I can get, theoretically speaking. Why? Why did you throw it that way? Whoops. There we go. Perfect. So let's see if we can go down here and get these. Okay, there's a hero there, clearly. Which is fine, we can deal with this. That's the hero right there. Or one of them anyways, there's probably two. There usually is at least two. Alright, we gotta get rid of the gunner here. Where are you at? There you are. Oh, just you two then? Alright, then we have this random bozo coming in. No one asked him to show up. There we go. Oh yeah? Oh, that's not good. We've wandered too close to the local crystal population. Good. These guys can just burn to death very quickly. That's fine. We are okay. There we go. Alright. So we're going to have to go back and buy some health potions, obviously. We are not in great condition for health potions. So off we go. Whew. Alright, so we'll first off sell this. I'll have to check that. Oh, we need health potions over here. Buy some energy potions too. It's not like we won't use them. And then we pop up here, we store our stuff. Yeah, that, you know, we're gonna get rid of that. Whatever. Keep this one. We have shoulder plates, cadence, righteous fervor. And it's just bleeding rather than the lightning. The bleeding is a bit more impactful. And we'll sell those two and then head back. We're doing okay on the experience. I'd be a little bit over. I'd probably actually be level 50 roughly by about now if I hadn't died so much. Again, this is partially a symptom of the class combination I am, being rather squishy and having a hard time at this particular point in the game. And also, to some extent... Okay, this is not a safe zone. Alright. Safe zone is down there. I think I can make it. Here we go. Yes. Beautiful. Okay. Fair enough. I stayed too long. I should have just thrown the Molotov cocktail and the... I'm sorry, the Blackwater cocktail and the Evil Eye and just split after that. That would have been the smart thing to do. Beautiful. And one more. There we go. Alright. Run over there really quick to grab the Aether Crystal. There we go. Constitution heals me up. Constitution will be used again. We'll grab the food ration over here. Restored that. Boom. There we go. And there should be another crystal up over here. There it is. There we go. And one more. Oops, hello. Not even a problem. Okay, so the Blackwater cocktail goes over, and the shots do as well, but nothing else, huh? Alright. That's fine. Capital. We'll now grab this Aether Crystal, pop up over here. Alright. We're going to go somewhere with a bit more room. Boom. Nice. Okay. Alright, nice. Boom. Goodbye. And... okay. Gonna be difficult about this, huh? Boom. Nice. There's a totem down there. That's a tough question. We'll pop this up. This totem might push us over to where we need to be experience-wise. Maybe. Alright. Use this early. Okay. That's fine. See if you can lure one by himself over here. Whoops. Yeah, the instant that guy just shoulder bashed me at that distance, that was a no. Unfortunate, but you still have hope to get to level 50 in a decent amount of time. Ultimately, the worst case scenario is that I wind up having to kill the terraformer thing, the Herald of Flame, I think? Are you by yourself? Please tell me you're by yourself. You are! Very nice. And at this point, we will run around in circles around you. Because your regular attacks are clearly substantially more dangerous to me than your electric attacks are. So far, so good. Boom. Excellent. Okay. Good amount of experience. Who else can we lure away by themselves? Come on, somebody come over, please. Hey, there you go. Okay, there's 2 of them, which isn't ideal. But it's better than the whole group. I have to play my cards pretty smart here to get this to work. Alright. Ouch. Good. Okay. Nope. Don't you dare. Oh, nope. That's unfortunate. I wandered too close, clearly. And you're a hero. Alright. That's fine. No, he did not fall for that. Alright. Are you... Okay, it's the 2 of you again. Okay. Nope, nope. That was very unfortunate. Oh, I messed that up. There we go. Alright, you're almost dead though, so that's... There you go. Now it's just me and this guy. Good. Bring it on. Okay. That's right. Oops. Stop that. Ouch. That was very unfortunate. My energy is not low. Get out of here. That absolute nonsense. Boom. There we go. Oh, wait. Okay. Not a bad shield. That's actually pretty good overall. I don't use shields, but it is something that I would want to keep on hand because that is a pretty nice sponsor and frequent. See who's speaking lure away. You're a regular guy, so you would be a lot easier to deal with than the other one. Ostensibly, anyways. Clearly the practical realities of that statement are very transparently not correct. Not entirely. I walked right into that. We're going to let the Aether fade, and then grab this boom. Oop, come on. There you go. There we go. That's what we're talking about, ladies and gentlemen. Move my mic a little bit over here. There we go. Move my arm, probably. I think I'm just moving it with my arm. There we go. Okay, so we have you. You're another regular guy. This is okay. We're doing alright. Alright, so far so good. Run tight circles around him so he stays in the area. Did I poopy trapped? Oops. There we go. Nice and clean. Who else can we get? Both of you at the same time. Not quite what I was hoping for, but okay, we have everyone over here. That just makes things more exciting. Alright. Can we actually lure, like, one of you over here by yourselves? Because 3 at a time, I think, is suicide. That's just not a good plan. Okay. No, apparently you don't want to fight separately, which is deeply unfortunate. Okay. At least you're alone now. So you can do the really tight circles around you, I think. Good. Nice. Excellent. Okay. He dropped something apparently completely useless. Alright, good. No, come closer. It's fine. You didn't even damage me. There we go. Now you're a problem. Here we go. Okay. Good, good. And you are out of here. Excellent. And what do we have over here? Is it just you? Yes, it is. Okay. We'll just lure you over here because I don't know who else is kind of hanging out down there, you know? This guy. Cool. Okay. Cool. Excellent. Uh-huh. Oh, nope. There we go. That's one of them down. And the local bugs, apparently. Worm things, whatever. Very nice. That worked out exceedingly well. Except for the couple of deaths, but you know. Is there anyone else around here? What's going on? There, yeah, this guy was stuck apparently. Now I found all these guys because he was hanging around wherever. Alright. Good. So far, so good. Keeping him in the same little general vicinity. Good. Oops. There we go. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so as you can see, we are nice and close to a level up now at this point. These gloves. Not great. Pierce poison acid, yes. These are much better. We are definitely equipping these gloves. Meanwhile, none of the rest of this is actually good. Let's see what enemies are hanging out up over here. Now, we could approach it from that side, but it's actually smarter and safer to do it from this side. Also, we are extremely close to a nice level up here. That was bad. Here we go. Just gotta get to that level 50. We're very close. These extra high-level enemies are perfect for this. Here we go. Good. What did I just pick up? Oh, it's another one of these. That's fine. There we go. Nope, that didn't work at all. The Blackwater cocktail does get over there, which is nice. There we go. Now we're just gonna... Ooh, hello! There it is. There it is. Gotta finish these people off so we can riff very safely. Nope. No! Use the Constitution. Boom. Excellent. That is a terrible place for a rift. Move the rift. Okay, that's about the best it does, I guess. Alright, now we can really get things cooking here. Finally. Okay. So, first order of business is obviously to equip the crossbow of our dreams, the famed silver bolt. First order of business. Boom, yes. Already has silver core bolts on it. It's a magical day. That's pretty spicy. Alright, so that's the first thing. Second thing is, at least for the time being, we're gonna slap... Okay, we can't slap this on here. Oh, because that's only one-handed weapons, shields, and caster. Okay, well, that's fine. That's alright. Second, the Chains of Anguish. Now, initially you might think, well, this seems like a bad idea. But kind of to some extent it is, to some extent it isn't. I'm going to want to remove that scavenged plating from it, though. I don't really need that. There's going to be other things I'm going to want instead. We're going to put on the... Royal set. And what else? We don't need that, obviously. Beyond that, we're pretty much all set there. We're going to put these in storage, of course. Now, the reason why I'm going with the Chains of Anguish is because this is plus 107% to all damage, plus 3% to total speed. Yes, Anguish will trigger occasionally. Yes, Anguish will get me killed a couple of times. But overall, considering that even during Anguish's trigger, I'm still doing over... I'm still doing specifically 70... I'm sorry, 82% damage here, with 8% of the attack damage converted to health on top of the conversions I'm already using. because obviously with such things as signal of consumption and everything, I'm already doing some draining anyways, so the fact that that gets increased, oh, there's two of these, I have two that increase overload. The other one in there is better. So ultimately, at the end of the day, that is going to do me more good, specifically with this combination. Now, if you aren't using a skill that drains health, maybe you possibly consider some other direction to take that. It really depends. But for this combination, considering my heavy use of Sigil of Consumption, this is fine. We want to keep the item here, though. And we're going to equip it. And then we have to figure out what specifically we want to slap onto this. We also need to make a blight as well. But we need to first consider what kinds of things, not this, we want to slap on this. Poison acid resistance, we don't really need that much right now. We do also need to keep in mind that these all have the ability to have things slapped on them. Amulets and metals, I don't do aether damage, so that's a no. Let me see. Now this is not a bad idea, especially considering the struggle that this class combination has, and this is essentially here specifically for that reason. If you have some kind of problem dealing with chthonics, this is really intended for those kinds of class combinations. However, I'm doing this in reverse order, pardon me. I really should be coming down here for this. Let me see. Head armor, boots. Alright. Melee weapons, amulets, and metals. Now, we don't really need that much bleeding and elemental resistance at this time, honestly, so we're going to pass right along there. Could use this, but the silver core bolts are obviously substantially more significant, especially for this combination. At this point in time, so let me see. We could use this, but that's not that important. No, we'll keep this. Let me see. Don't do cold damage, so that's not really that significant. The silk swatch, not anything we're using. Okay, let me see. Physical damage we don't do enough of. Lightning resistance we don't specifically need. The same thing with the fire resistance. We don't need that much cold resistance. That wouldn't be bad, but it's not that important. The thing that's currently on there is more useful. Don't need ectoplasm. Dense fur, we don't need that specifically either. Ultimately, yeah, what we're going to want to probably do here is we're going to double check our storage really quick, but black tallow on the jewelry seems to be the way to go. And I have a couple of options here. We could put on more scavenged plating, sure, but personally the bristly fur is, I think, something I'm going to want to put a little bit more on. We can get regular armor from anywhere. The extra health and constitution, not a bad idea. Let me see. Here we have elemental damage. We could go with more soul shards. That is vitality resistance, which clearly we do not need. We'll probably pull the soul shard off of this one because, again, we don't really need it. So yeah, we'll probably make just a whole bunch of the black tallows here. How many do we theoretically need? So one would put us up to 70, and another one would put us definitely over. Alright, so we'll put one of these on but I don't really necessarily see a huge need for a bunch more of these, so I need 3 rift stones. What I'm going to do, considering my energy problems that I've been having up until now, what we will do, first we have to actually pull off the rift stone off, black tallow this, okay. And then, since our chaos resistance is nice and high at this point, actually the only thing we're really missing would be aether resistance, and unfortunately we don't really have anything that can do that we would want, because we don't do aether damage, obviously. We're going to put ectoplasm on the other two at least as a short-term idea, because you probably have noticed my issues currently with energy, so having these on will help a good deal there. I have been considering playing around with adjusting the silver core bolts off of the... but it's... yeah, probably I don't need the silver core bolt specifically, but then the silver spread is so useful. Especially against chthonic enemies, so we're going to keep it on just because of the issues that this particular combination has with chthonic enemies. It'll be a temporary thing. We're not going to necessarily keep it the whole time, but considering our issues with chthonics very specifically, it's worth keeping on for the time being. Now, other things that we will need to be doing. Isn't there any other level 50 things? Well, there's this. So that's really nice. It already has the Mark of Mogdrigan on it, so that's really nice. We're actually going to slap these on here because they do offer some really nice vitality resistance. Not that we need that a whole lot at this time, but this wasn't really offering us. We lost some chaos resistance, but we still have high enough where it's not a huge deal, so that's okay. This overall will work great. Other things that may be useful, can't do that. I don't think we have a blight already in here, do we? No, okay. We don't have the level for that yet either, so there's that. We could do the Wretched Crow of Bismeal, but clearly the Silver Bolt is what we need more along the lines of right now. Could do that in future. Could do that in future, but none of that is important right now, which is fine. That's totally okay. Nothing really in any of these. That's alright. So we're going to forge a handful of very specific items. The first thing, of course, is... was it? Nope. Blight. We need a terror. Alright, what do we need for terror? We need a calamity. And for calamity, we have everything we need for that, so that's alright. Fortunately, we have a lot of money because, again, we haven't been going full improv, so that really helps. Bloody Whetstone. Alright, what do we need for that? We need 4 Hollowed Fangs, which is, granted, quite extreme, but we have plenty of those materials. And we need 4 Blessed Whetstones. There we go. And then we have ourselves a Bloody Whetstone. Beautiful. And let me see, we are looking for Void Touched Ammo. This is a nice cheap thing to make, so that's not really a big problem there. And here we have Terror. And now we have Blight. Ta-da! Alright, so I am actually out of... well, we no longer have this because we no longer have the conflagration. So we can actually do this swap, except what we're going to do is put the silver spread here and Blight here, because Blight is just a... oh, Blight is activatable, so it didn't really make a difference. Alright, fair enough. But yeah, this is, again, fairly temporary, just for the sake of dealing with chthonics, at least for the short term, until we get more stuff that resists it. Oh, I'm sorry, that allows me to overcome their resistances to my damage types. We need one other thing, actually. I almost forgot about the decorated shoulder guards that we're going to want. decorated pauldrons. There we go. We need a word stone. We need a rune stone, which requires itself 3 ward stones, so we're going to have to make 3 more of those. There we go. Rune stone, where did you go? There it is. And finally, we need scaled hide. And that's down here. Now we have, at least to some extent, much better resistances. Look at the extreme amount of resistances this bad boy has on. This doesn't even include the potential for the silk swatch, which we're probably not so much going to need, in all honesty. I need more physique, but that's fine because that increases my HP by quite a nice amount, so that's fine. So here we go. And at this particular junction, we don't really need the bleeding resistance, but the piercing resistance is still something we're going to want. I believe we just straight up can slap on something that gives us that, right? What gives us piercing resistance? There's something that you can slap on shoulders that gives you piercing resistance. I just can't remember what it is. It's relatively cheap. It's what you use to go into... It's resilient plating, that's right. Yes. There we go. Alright. So we're going to store our old conflagration. Doink. And our brimstone shoulder guards. And we're in really fine shape. This is really great news. Now, at this particular point, we are going to just rift back to the conflagration. We're going to clean up this quest here of getting the cannons, now that we've gotten our big better defensive equipment. Look at the difference in defense there. I need to grab this. Now, it may not seem like I'm doing a ton more damage here. I also... Well, I actually did have that on. But that's because I'm not really specialized in piercing damage. This is something I'm just slapping on temporarily until I find a better level 50 two-handed weapon. Okay. Yeah, I didn't put on my, I forgot to put on the Spirit Bane ointment. Since my 8th resistance is the only thing that I wasn't able to increase during the proceedings, which is fine, but the Spirit Bane ointment will be a necessity for this. Now the trick here, well, not so much the trick, but the problem is, I mentioned in the original walkthrough, is that there's a lot of these attacks from this thing that you can't actually straight dodge. Which is somewhat problematic. I didn't need that, but okay. Okay. Come on. Nope. Run. Okay. So far this is going fairly well. Overall. Doing some nice hit and runs here. Come on, Constitution. There you go. Use an energy potion a little bit early there. That's alright. Excellent. Okay, I'm going to just run around a little bit here. Wait for things to come back. Nope. Yeah, but that's essentially the problem here. I am going to have to make another set of Spirit Bane ointments, but that's fine. The problem with this boss fight is, again, you can't dodge most of its attacks. There's a lot of undodgeable stuff going on here, which is deeply unfortunate. It's one of the few boss fights I absolutely hate, simply because it is one of the very few boss fights of this game that I will straight up call a little cheap. Not like super cheap, because not all of its attacks are undodgeable, but it does have two undodgeable attacks. The lightning bolt, as you've seen, and the beam are undodgeable. It just happens, and you can't really do anything about it. There we go. I almost activated that too late. Weakening curse. Anguish just triggered. Which is what that bell is, by the way, if you're curious about what that is. That is Anguish from the Chains of Anguish triggering. Alright, now that you're behind me, we're going to play Ring Around the Rosie, and we're going to get you over there. That's fine. Good. Just do some damage, hit and run, walk away. Take the long route. Nope. Yes, this is going to be quite difficult, quite painy. I should probably actually additionally make... Nope, this will work. This as well would probably be the smart thing. It is the Herald of Flame. Alright. We will win this. It's just a matter of when. Alright. I'm staying too long. I just need to hit it, move on. Just unload a full set of abilities on it and hit the road. No, that's not what I wanted to hit with that. Alright. Nope. There's a lot of undodgeable going on here. I'm also out of Spirit Bane ointments, which is annoying. Here we go again. Spirit Bane, there it is. Egads. Use that too. Just to start getting it down a little bit more. Alright. And then we run up here. Then we hit the road. We just hit the road. Okay. Boom. There we go. That's fine. This is a good place for it to be. And gone. And there we go. Okay, there you are. Right, good. Then we just run away. Yeah, that's fine. Boom. Oh, oh. Oh, that still hit you. That's pretty good. Chains of Anguish. We're gonna wait a second. A couple seconds, actually. There we go. Oh, you are very aggressive. Alright. We're gonna have to make a interesting maneuver here, but we can't as long as this guy's around. Okay, he's gone. Good. Alright, we're just gonna wander away a little bit here. We got on the wrong foot with that assault. So we're just gonna take care of this guy really quick. There we go. We're gonna kick over this body. We're gonna let it come a little bit more forward out of that area, out of that grove. Just because that's a really bad spot. Here we go. We just run. Well, it hadn't zapped me at all or anything. It's just using its explosions on me, which is fine. That was Anguish, so we're going to pull back a little bit here. And there we go. I think it's a little stuck. No, I think yeah, it's no longer stuck. That's fine. Definitely was stuck for a bit there. That's right. And then you're going to show up. Here we go. That's alright. Alright, we used our health potion. We got to get out of here, but I'll throw one more eyeball at you. Bye! Okay. Oop. Did not want to stick around and mess with him too long. Alright, this is not good. Thank you. Okay. Solved the problem quickly enough. There we go. Just gotta do those hidden runs. Hidden runs. That's a fairly silly... The Rift Warped Grasp. Okay, so we're picking up those delicious legendaries. What is this? Drain Essence Doom Bolt. Okay, so that's really for a combination of, obviously, Necromancer Occultist. While this is something I could equip, and I probably will temporarily, it's not something that I'm necessarily going to be wanting to keep on, just because it is obviously level... Well, it is level 50, which is nice, but it's obviously not something for my specific combination. It's just something I can currently benefit from, especially that Aether Resistance, which is pretty important. So we will be temporarily equipping those. That is not a permanent equip. The Avarice of... I think this is the second one of these I've gotten recently. Pretty sure. Obviously, with the Royal Exuberance set, we don't currently want to equip this. We'll replace the Royal Exuberance set when I get a complete set of things for my specific combination. So we don't need to worry about that quite yet. But we did do this, so that's really nice. Claim this. Dynamite Body. Which you can definitely see the difference in damage and taken and received with the level 50 stuff. Obviously, not everything I have is level 50 yet. So that's a bit of a hindrance, but you can definitely see the huge difference here. Again, I don't know if this is a personal experience of mine or not, but I often have a problem in the 40s getting the equipment I need. That's really what a lot of my problems stem from. Now that we actually have the equipment we need, the Dark Veil Gate will actually be very manageable at this particular junction. So at this point, we're going to sell the stuff we don't need, which right now is everything here. That's fine. Store the other stuff. And I'm pretty sure there's something we can slap on these gloves. I think it's this, the Unholy Inscription, yeah. We don't particularly need the Vitality Resistance. I'm slapping this on for the increase in damage and for the increase in bleeding resistance, which I do kind of need. So there's that. Great. And ultimately that's going to be pretty fantastic. So let me see. Yeah, we gotta store the rest of this stuff. Actually, there's a pendant there, an amulet you can see right there that I forgot to sell. Alright, good. Now you can see where the process of getting to where I'm currently at has drained a lot of my cash reserves. This is fine. This was the major point at which we'd have to spend a lot of money, and if you're doing a direct build, this is really where you're going to want to be spending money. Now you may be wondering, and I'm going to actually talk about this for a brief moment, you may be wondering, well, you spent most of your cash with the Improv, the full Improv build with the Taken. That was mostly spent on adjusting your build, and this is correct. But you also have to remember that the Taken, being a full Improv, was only using what was picked up and didn't have any of these recipes ahead of time. Your second character will have these recipes. This is generally why, for your second character onwards, you don't generally go into full Improv builds, unless for some bizarre reason you don't really see yourself crafting a lot of equipment for your build, because with the full Improv, you are going to be using your money, your iron, I will actually call it, you're going to be using your iron to adjust your skill points according to the items that you've picked up along the way that actually enhance your class combination, whatever you happen to be using for your full Improv build. And with usually these being new characters, they're not going to have the recipes that you would normally be spending the money on. They're going to have to find these, and usually when you find a recipe, it's past the time at which you would normally want to build it, with some exceptions with relics, but then you have to be lucky and pick up the recipe for a relic that your character would actually use. There's very little crafting involved in a lot of full Improv characters until, I would say, past 70, at which point then you're going to start spending less money on your skills and adjusting your skills, and more money on the recipes you are finding along the way that, because of your higher level, are actually going to still be relevant for a decent amount of time. So, because after all, first off, you level up slower the higher your level, and of course, second off, there is the entire thing of the recipes you'll be finding are going to be ranging level from 70 to 90 at that point. So, it's only from like level 70 onwards, possibly level 80, depending on how lucky you are, onwards, that you will be seeing you actually spending your cash on recipes. But for directed improvs, not only do you have a reserve of items to some extent from your first character, but you also have a reserve of recipes. And so when it comes time to hit level 50, like with this character here, with Demon here, you've got a backlog of items that you can pull from, as I am here. Now, again, the stuff that I had from the Taken save file is gone because of a tree falling on the power lines, causing a short and killing that data, and I pulled the information from the one time several years ago that Steam cloud saved, because I turned off the cloud save eventually, but apparently Steam kept the cloud save of my characters during that time a couple of years ago. It was 2 years ago. I'm not really sure when I turned it off in relation to this. I don't remember off the top of my head. I could check the save data. I probably will see what that says. But yeah, overall, these are very old characters. But this is a directed improv, and then after this character, I will be doing a what I call a focused or a thematic improv. You can use either term there, and that's really basing your build around some item or other. And I have a couple of ideas bouncing in my head for what I want to do there, but for the future of this character, at least for the temporary amount of time, we're going to be sticking with utilizing the Dreeg's Evil Eye, because you've seen how effective that is, at least for the time being. Mostly we need this to counterbalance us against the Chthonics. That is the main problem here at this junction, whatever. For the next ability to focus on, we're going to be going with Demon Fire. That's going to be our next move. And then we're going to come over here, we're going to get Second Right and Destruction. Probably Destruction first, because the Hellion Greaves increase that. And then we're going to be going into, once we're done with these two, then we're going to be going into Static Strike. And then going back to Occultist. We're probably not going to do much, we're just going to get to level 32 and just leave it alone. And then here we're going to go into Blast Shield if I still have those shoes on. If I don't, I'll probably pass over this. Not that big of a deal. And then after that, here and here. And here, here, and here. Now, whether or not I keep Dreeg's Evil Eye, maybe I switch to Blood of Dreeg, I'm not sure yet. That depends on what items I get in the future. But now that we're level 50, we're now going to start actually seeing some much better equipment that we're going to be equipping in the longer term. So the next move, episode-wise, is we're going to clear the Dark Veil Gate, and then we're going to skip over to Esterkarn Road, where we're going to deal with the second part of the Path of the Three quest. Get that done. Then we're going to rift the Fort Ikon, where we will deal with that whole issue. We're going to go back to the Tomb of the Archon, so we can do the Sacred Ashes quest, get that done. And then our next move will be to do the Barracks at Fort Ikon. And then after we're done with the Barracks of Fort Ikon, we do Anasteria's quests, mostly for the experience and the reputation with her. Once we've done her quests, as needed, we rift to the Necropolis Interior, finish the main campaign, rift to Gloomwald, do the couple of quests there. I think there's two specifically there. Rift to the Coven's Refuge, grab up all the quests we need there. Go through the quests in the Ugden Bog, which should take only one or so episode, because we're just going to be looking to do the quests. Go to Barrowholm, rinse and repeat. Once we're done with Barrowholm, we go through the rift here, and then from the rift, we just rift directly to the Malmoth Sewers, skipping over everything else. We don't really need anything else. Go right to the sewers, grab the quests up, do the quests. There's only a couple that need to be done in Malmoth. That'll probably take only one more whole episode by itself. Then we go to the Temple City, deal with those quests, deal with all these quests here. Basically, the Elite version of what we went through with the Elite of the Taken will pretty much be following that path at this point, except we don't have to actually manually travel. We can rift to the next places. Once we hit Ultimate, that is when we will start doing the shrines. There are all 55 shrines are open in Ultimate, and the reason for that is because you theoretically should really be saving them up. Now, for your first character, the reason why I didn't save them up is because you kind of want that strength to make sure that even if you hate your current character, at least get to the next difficulty of Elite, so you can bump your next character up to Elite and get all those big, huge level ups, level up your character to probably about level 25, I think. It was 20 to 25. Get some skills, play around with the character a little bit, have a good time. But with that being said, that's going to be it for this episode. Again, next episode, we will at the very least be tackling the Dark Veil Gate, probably going past that to Esterkarn Road and dealing with that whole thing without too much problems. We may hit Esterkarn Valley to pick up the piece of paper that's quasi-relevant to the quest, just to get in the habit. But, yeah, otherwise, we're in a much stronger position. Obviously, some of my equipment is still outdated. Specifically, my chest armor, my pants, and my helmet are still very outdated. And my badge, but again, that's a metal, so it doesn't really make a huge difference. But we are going to need to start looking for new pieces of equipment in that regard. But that isn't a hyper-emergency at this point. We have what we need now to be able to get through Dark Veil Gate decently well. So that is what we'll be doing next episode. So thank you all very much for joining me. And if you have any comments, questions, concerns, ideas, what have you, just leave them down in the comments below. I do read them. And thank you all very much for joining me, and have a great 24 hours.